Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 30th of November, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar index, which is sinking lower, and now we really are taking out that September low. So, weak dollar is the theme here, and we've got two downside targets, one 1% lower, one 4% lower. This is the dollar index. So, we are pushing lower, and that is the theme, meaning that we're seeing the euro starting to break higher, and of course we've had this move, consolidation, probably another move. Remembering this is my weekly, my daily, and my 60-minute chart. Here I'm running on icon data, but you can run on multiple data feeds. I've got lots of different services running into Updata, so the choice is yours. So we start looking at the yen against the dollar. We're seeing at 104. We are seeing a little bit of recovery there, and the dollar's just weaker on the yen. Sterling sitting at 133. Holding that level against the dollar. Been flat the last week or so, but over a longer period it is trending higher, so sterling looking stronger. Not so strong against the euro this morning, sinking away, so sterling just looking that little bit weaker at the moment, so we just need to be aware of that. And if we look at Bitcoin, we're back above the $18,000 level. We did dip lower there, so we are seeing a push for recovery. This will give us a new upside target when we get a thrust target here, but we are back into short-term bullish territory. But we did have a very big wobble last week, about $2,000. US stocks were closed, of course, last week with Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday and half a day on Friday. So we did see at the end of the week, of course, no action in the markets, but we are just holding that high on the S&P 500 index. The Nasdaq still hasn't managed to make a new high, so this is the really big issue. Can tech stocks break higher and deactivate these downside targets, negate those and take them off the chart? They're still hanging over us, so we just need to be just aware of that. And the Dow pushing higher, of course, hitting that $30,000 mark last week. The futures today, we see the S&P future down 0.4%. The Nasdaq E-mini is actually flat at the moment. So for now, it looks like we might see US markets open slightly lower. The VIX volatility up 7% this morning. Not enough to really take the chart into bullish territory, but just a little bit of fear creeping back, and we need to be aware of that. The FTSE future in the UK up 0.2%. The cash market in Germany virtually unchanged at 0.04%. And the CAC Courant down a third of a percent. So we are just seeing a little bit of a change there. Taking a look at the Japanese market, we were down 1.7%, and the Hang Seng down 2%. So we are just seeing a bit of a deterioration in some of the Asian markets. The Sensex in India are down 0.5%. The Chinese market down 0.5%. The Sensex in India flat, little change, and the Aussie market down 1.3%. So really just struggling to push higher at the start of the week. Gold falling away. So we did break support on that. We did hold support at around $1,800. We have broken lower. There's still lower to pay for. We've fallen about 5%. We've still got about another 5% to fall. Silver also lower, down 2.5%. US 10-year yield sitting at 0.84%, remembering that we came from the high 90s, so we are just seeing a fall away back into short-term bearish territory. As for the energy mix, we've got Brent crude down 2%, had a massive run last week, up nearly 10% from below the $40 mark right the way back to touching 49. So we've touched that target that was given. We are just falling away. We have got downside targets on the 1-minute chart. We've gone neutral for clients this week, but realistically, we are just seeing these short-term downside targets. Means we probably will give up some of last week's gains. The same for WTI, of course, as well. US nat gas sitting at $2.93, looking a bit stronger this week. Still has work to do to get back above the cloud on the daily chart. And RBOB down nearly 2%, following crude oil really this morning. Coal looking much stronger. It's sitting flat this morning, but the $61 mark is really where we need to break on coal. That's looking like that might happen this week. Got a good upside target here, 64.20, which we're gunning for. Emissions also looking stronger, up 2% with lots of upside targets. On the 1-minute chart, we're seeing a push back towards the €30 mark. So that's looking pretty good as well. We're about to have a contract change on emissions as well, of course. Looking at MBP, up 2% there. Gas markets looking stronger this morning. TTF up 2%, and winter gas up nearly 2% as well, with good upside targets to play for. So gas markets looking pretty strong. German power actually up at 42.70 this morning, a really big move. We have activated this upside target to 45, but we have run a long way, so it'll be interesting to see if we can hold these gains for the week. But we have to say power markets looking pretty strong. The quarterly contract up 6%. Looking at Dutch power also stronger, and Nordic power up 3%, and the quarterly contract up 4%. So we're seeing a really big push off the bottom. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.